Hey, what's going on, guys? TheHORRORman back putting a positive spin on All Monsters Attack. This month's theme for Monthly Theme Thursday is Godzilla. Jason and I already gave one universally hated Godzilla movie a positive spin earlier this month. And now it's time to give a positive spin to the most universally hated. With an IMDb score of 3.9 out of 10, that movie is All Monsters Attack. Released in 1969, All Monsters Attack is also known as Godzilla's Revenge, and it's included here in this Criterion Collection Godzilla, the Showa Era films, 1954 through 1975 collection. And here is its entry in the book section of this set. People literally say All Monsters Attack, or Godzilla's Revenge, is the worst Godzilla film ever made. But how can a movie, a form of entertainment, be so bad if it's so entertaining? I actually almost considered reviewing All Monsters Attack for Monthly Theme Thursday. It was one of my original picks. Personally, I've never hated it as much as everyone else. In fact, I've never hated it at all. Not only have I never hated it, but I've always really enjoyed it. I think All Monsters Attack is a lot of fun. It's considered the first family-friendly Godzilla film, so I'm not sure what people were expecting. We have a child protagonist named Ichiro, and he's a positive for me. He's a latchkey kid who gets bullied by some of the other children in town. And speaking of town, I love the industrial setting of All Monsters Attack, or Godzilla's Revenge. I know this will probably sound odd and not make much sense to most of you, but even though this is a 1969 movie, something about it reminds me of the early 90s. I honestly don't know why myself. It just has a certain look to it, I guess. For me, that's definitely a positive. It adds an extra dose of nostalgia. I like the toy maker character, and especially his apartment with all of the toys around. It basically looks like a toy store. The concept of the movie is fun, with Ichiro dreaming of going to Monster Island. He befriends the son of Godzilla, and is excited to meet the king of the monsters himself. We get to see lots of other kaijus in All Monsters Attack, which is fitting considering the title. Yes, I know a lot of people don't like the recycled footage, but it's good footage. It's footage of past Godzilla battles. It's the equivalent of watching SportsCenter and seeing all of the highlights of the games. In All Monsters Attack, it's just a Godzilla battle after a Godzilla battle after a Godzilla battle. But the movie does have its own storyline as well. I also love the aspect of the bank robbers on the loose. Again, our young protagonist, Ichiro, is a latchkey kid, and he's home alone. Yes, he's imagining and dreaming of being on Monster Island with Godzilla and his son, but he's not actually there. He's in his apartment alone, while both of his parents work. This allows the movie to take a dark turn when the bank robbers kidnap Ichiro. He is taken to an abandoned building, which is actually kind of creepy. I really do love the setting in this film. With Ichiro being kidnapped by the bumbling bank robbers, and the money sort of representing a treasure that the toy maker could use, the film reminded me of Godzilla meets the Goonies in a way. And then, when he starts using the knowledge he gained from his time on Monster Island, Ichiro is able to elude and even trap the bandits, which was reminiscent of Home Alone. And remember, he literally was Home Alone. All Monsters Attack is The Goonies meets Home Alone meets Godzilla. How the sum of all three of those beloved movies does not equal a fun time for most people is beyond me. I think Godzilla's Revenge is a blast. I would absolutely put this one in the overhated category. People spend too much time criticizing instead of appreciating what it is. It was a gateway Godzilla movie to introduce younger fans to the franchise. What's wrong with that? Yes, it's a family-friendly entry, but it's still a lot of fun. And there is still a darkness to it. Kids can enjoy it, and adults can enjoy it. I enjoyed it as a kid, and I enjoy it now as an adult. I wish I had watched this one more when I was younger. I probably would have loved it. As a kid, you could live vicariously through Ichiro's character. Who wouldn't want to be friends with Godzilla on Monster Island? It's filled with imagination and, of course, a lesson or two. Bullying is clearly a big topic in All Monsters Attack. And overall, it's not nearly as bad as some try to claim. Also, without All Monsters Attack setting the tone, we wouldn't have gotten some of my favorite Godzilla films, like Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and Godzilla vs. Megalon. On top of all of that, this movie is extremely rewatchable, and the hour and 10-minute runtime certainly lends to that. It may be considered the worst Godzilla film ever made by many, and it is certainly the most universally hated, but when Jason and I rank this franchise, I can assure you, it will not be last for me. And so I'll end with a question I've asked quite a few times during this Positive Spin series. Do people not like to be entertained? All Monsters Attack, or Godzilla's Revenge, is highly entertaining. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Please be sure to check out Jason's as well to hear what he has to say. What are your thoughts on All Monsters Attack? Do you hate it? If so, tell me why. Comment below and let me know. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.